Hi, in this lesson, we see what are force negative keywords. So, in keyword research lessons, I have told you about theming, right? So, we need to add exact match keywords into exact match ad group, phrase match keywords into phrase match ad group, and broad match keywords into broad match ad group. So, why we need to do it? So, I have told you, right? So, it is not a good strategy to add all kind of keywords into a single ad group, that is all match different match type keywords into a single ad group. So let's take this example and let's understand why we need to do it. Okay, so I'm taking this website as a reference so that it will be a little easy. uh, let's take some keywords. Okay, let's create a campaign here only. Okay, it is a campaign, ad group, and keywords match type, right? So let's keep campaign name as non-brand and men's shirts. Okay, so here I am keeping uh, ad group name as men's shirts exact match. Okay, so I'm taking few keywords from here. So formal shirts, casual shirts. Okay, here formal shirts, right? Casual shirts, and let's take one more keyword. Let's take uh, polo t-shirts. Okay, t-shirts, right? Now the match type is exact. So this is another ad group. So I have told you, right? Add we need to create ad groups based on the match type. We should not mix them. So this is phrase match, and here it is phrase, right? And next is the broad match. It is broad match. Okay, right. Now what happens? Why we have to segregate ad groups based on their exact match? So what is its use? So let's understand. Okay, let's suppose that a user has come into search engine and typed a query formal shirts. Okay, now what happens? This is a query. Okay, this is a query formal shirts, and these are the keywords. So as formal shirts and the query, as the query and the keyword matches, our ad will appear on search engine results page. So when these matches, what do you think? So do you think this keyword will get triggered? Which keyword will get triggered from these three match types? So we have formal shirts in exact match, phrase match, broad match, right? So when this formal shirts, when a query comes with a formal search, so which keyword will get triggered from these three ad groups? So you are getting my point, right? So it is this query is eligible to get ad from these three match types, right? Because see, formal search, this is exactly matching, so this is eligible, and this is phrase match where it can show ads to some variants of the search terms, right? And this is broad where it can show ads to some broad variants as well. So in all these three cases, ad is eligible. Your ad is eligible to show for this particular search query. So then why do we need these ad groups, right? Why do we segregate these ad groups? You are getting my point, right? So the obvious reason is that we need to optimize our campaigns. Okay, we cannot lose any opportunity to lose any kind of optimization so that the campaign performance will get better. Okay, so when a formal query comes, so let's suppose this is a query that is eligible for these three ad groups. Let's say I am typing another user has come and typed a query like formal, right? Shirts, HI, shirts for men. Now, from which ad group it will get triggered? There are two ad groups, right? There are three ad groups here: exact, phrase, and broad. So in this case, query two, right? When a query two comes, so now this search term is eligible to get ads from these two ad groups. Okay, because these two ad groups can also show ads to the little variations of their keywords, right? So in the first case, it is exact match. So here it is not uh, possible to show ads from this ad group for this search query, but from these two ad groups, it is possible to show ads for this search query. Okay, suppose that what is synonym for this formal shirt? Let's see it for formal, right? Facial shirt. Okay, let's take this query three. Query three. Let's keep it as facial shirt, right? And let's keep it as official shirt for men. Now, from which ad group it is eligible to show or it is eligible to get ads? You are getting me right? So this is little variation. So this is a little broad variation. So let's assume that this query 3 is eligible to get ad only from this third ad group. Okay, that is from the broad match ad group. Now what happens? You see, with the query 1, let's format it properly. Formatting is also very important in advertising. You need to learn it. Okay, so when a user comes and types this query 1, all these three ad groups are eligible to show ads. Okay, and when a user comes and types this second query, these two, that is phrase match and broad match ad groups, are eligible to show ads to users. And when a user comes and types this query 3, this broad match keyword, this broad match ad group is eligible to show ads to user on search engine results page. So what happens, if in the first query, if it is showing, if this query is eligible to show ads from these three ad groups, so at one time it might get triggered from this exact match, at another time it might get triggered from this phrase match, or at another time it might get triggered from this broad match. Okay, also, based on the performance, Google algorithms are very smart. Let's say after some time, this let's say conversions, okay, let's say this keyword has got, let's say after 10 days of campaign launch, this keyword has got two conversions, and this keyword has got 10 conversions, and this keyword has got only one conversion. Okay, so Google algorithms are very smart. 1 minute, let's format this one. Okay, this is just a number, right? Okay, so Google algorithms are very smart. After after you get some performance, so when your user comes and searches this similar query, every time whenever this search query has come, Google algorithms will trigger ad only from this ad group. Because Google algorithms, how this Google algorithms work, they work based on the performance only, based on the data. As this ad group has got more conversions, what Google will think that the ad copy from this ad group is performing better. So what Google will think, if the ad copy from this ad group if I show this ad copy from this ad group to the user, so there are more chances of getting the user converted. So it will always get show ad from this ad group only. It will ignore these two ad groups. Okay, this exact and phrase match. This exact and broad match. It will always show ad from the phrase match campaign only. Phrase match ad group only. So you are getting me right. So, but the purpose of adding these keywords in different ad groups based on their match type is to make sure that the keywords, the search terms, the user queries get triggered only from those respective ad groups. Okay. So here, if you see, these are the formal search query. So the purpose now, ideally, what should happen? It should get triggered only from this campaign, right? But here, what is happening? As it is eligible from these two ad groups as well, it is these two ad groups are also showing ads. You don't want it, so this is exactly matching, right? This formal search is exactly matching here. So you want this you want this for this query to show ads only from this keyword. I mean, only from this ad group. You don't want to show ads for this search query from phrase match ad group and broad match ad group. Okay, you are getting my point, right? So in the similar way, when a formal search for women has come, when a formal search for men has come, you want to show ads only from this phrase match. So even though it is eligible from broad match campaign, you want to show it only from this phrase match campaign. You are getting me right? So in such cases, how you can handle? So these are called the cross negatives. That means, 1 minute. Yeah, these are called the cross negatives. That means you make sure that these such terms getting triggered from the proper ad groups only. So for it, what you need to do, you need to add this formal search as exact match negative keyword in these two respective ad groups. So the negative keyword, right? Now, so I will add this positive keyword from the exact match campaign as negative keyword in this phrase match campaign and in this in broad match campaign. So now what happens? Let's see what happens. Okay, let's add it. Okay, now what happens? So a user has come and types a query formal shirts. Now what happens? So when a user has entered this query formal shirts, so as we have formal shirts as negative in these two ad groups, these two ad groups won't show ads, and there is only one option for it. So that is the exact match campaign. Now this time our ad will be shown only from this exact match ad group. You are getting me right? So the similar way, you add this casual shirts here, you add this um polo shirts here as well. And know what happens? So sometimes you don't want to go, okay, don't get confused, okay? These two such queries, query 2 and query 3, I have just explained you so that you will understand how these such terms get triggered. But for now, just ignore these two such queries, okay? Because we see it, okay, in the next class where we will discuss about how to analyze search query reports, where there I will show you how to identify these negative keywords and how to add those negative keywords by analyzing the search terms. Okay, so for now just understand what are these forced negatives and how we can use them. So forced negatives are nothing but now adding, or you make sure that you the ads are getting triggered from the proper ad groups only for particular search queries if it is having in the ad groups. Okay, so now it is, now you see here, suppose this is a phrase match ad group, right? Now what happens? Okay, now we have added this negative keyword exact in here. Now what happens? This again, a user has come and type this query formal shirts. Now you need to make sure, I have told you right in the second query, formal shirts for men. If you observe, this is our second query, right? Don't worry about this. I will explain you much clear in the such term analysis report. Now, if you see formal shirts for men, when a user types this query formal shirts for men, this query, for this query, these two ad groups are eligible to show ads. Okay, but now what you want? You want this query to be triggered only from this ad group. Okay, but this is in a little variant of this keyword, right? Now what will you will do? You have to add this formal shirts as phrase match negative in broad match. Okay, I'm copying this one. and here I am adding this as phrase match negative. Okay, now what happens? Let's see, a user has come and typed this query formal shirts for men. Okay, now this here, if you observe, there are two possibilities, right? There are two possibilities. One is it is getting triggered from broad match ad group, and another is getting triggered from phrase match ad group. So now we have added a phrase match keyword in broad match ad group, so there is no possibility of the ad getting triggered from this broad match ad group. So there is only possibility of ad getting triggered from phrase match ad group. Okay, so you are getting me right. So this is how these forced negatives work. So I am saying to add these ad groups as, I mean, these negatives as in exact ad group, I mean, in phrase ad group and broad ad group. But if you add these negatives in the exact ad group, no, it will won't work. So let's try this. So let's try this formal shirts, adding in here exact negative in the exact ad group. Now what happens? A user has come into search engine and types a query formal shirts. Now a user ideally it should get triggered from this formal shirts exact match ad group. Okay, but now what happens? The same keyword is in negative, right? The same keyword is in negative in this ad group. So this formal shirts ad group, I mean this formal shirts keyword is hindering, or it is prohibiting this positive keyword to get triggered to show ad to this search query. Okay, this is called a conflicting negative. That means this negative keyword is getting conflict with the positive keyword that we have added in the ad group. So we have to make sure that such things don't happen when adding negative keywords, so that if you don't properly monitor such things, no, our campaigns performance will get dropped drastically. Okay, so we need to make sure that such things don't happen. Okay, so I hope you have understood this lesson about conflicting negatives and forced negatives. We will meet in the next one.